What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 162. I'm your host, James, and I am joined by the Dominant himself. Oh, wait, I think I said that backwards. The Dress Fear Master, the Dominant himself, Bryant.
I'm not really dress fearing too much today, kind of lazy, but live from rehearsal.
That's right. You look like a Watch Dogs character or something like that. You can just say that, like, a
There you
GTA
go.
character on the
Your
street.
audio is all set up correctly this time, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah,
I thought you were
thing
talking to
do
me.
that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what audio?
No, the first thing I did when I started talking, I started looking at the mixer. I was like, all right, audio is good, so we should be good on my end. And of course, you just heard from the fanboy himself, Phaneckswhy.
What's up?
I think I should call him the Dress for Your Master because he has the Moogle shirt.
I do the Mugu shirt because was it today? No, wait, it was earlier this. Final Fantasy VII came
Remake?
out on Switch too.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Thursday.
On Thursday. Yeah,
Yep.
I
And
I got my Square Enix pre-order coming. It should be here on Monday. It should be here tomorrow.
nice.
That's the one with the Magic the Gathering cards in it. So we'll see
Yeah.
which one I get.
And we got Ash Destroy Him, aka the Great Ace Attorney.
Yo, what up, everybody? How y'all doing?
We got, it's funny. Last week there wasn't much to talk about, and we didn't get to do the podcast, unfortunately, because my whole house was like the plague, like went through the whole house, and it was pretty bad inside my house. So we did not get to do that. I didn't do any streams, no podcast or anything like that. But there was a couple cool things that came out of what happened last week, which I'll be talking about in a little bit. But before we get into that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch, and I do want to go ahead and open up with something the fans said. Final Fantasy VII Remake is available now on Switch too. I did get my copy, and actually all early copies do have the Magic the Gathering cards. So I wanted to do this on the podcast live. I did not open up the cards. So let's go ahead and see what cards I got in here.
You know how to get the clicks, James.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So here we go. If I can open up this plastic first, because this thing is like super hard. All right, I'm not gonna look at it, so you guys will be able to see it first. I'll be seeing it through the camera. Ready? Here we go. First one. Oh, look at this card. That's not a card. But
It's just like telling you what it is. That's not an actual card. I
Placeholder.
don't think.
Oh yeah, it says art series. Oh, it's actually cool. Hold up. Who's this guy? I don't know where he's from. It's hard to see because the lighting. It says Crovis? I don't know who that is.
Huh.
I've never seen him in any Final Fantasy. Is it
No idea.
Crovius. I don't know who that is.
Provius?
Yeah, I've never seen him in any Final Fantasy. But that's what that card is. It's pretty cool. And then here, what do we got here? I can't read it because it's backwards on my screen.
I can't tell.
Let's see. It says, Gungaga, Reactor Town.
Oh, Gangaga. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a land card. What do we got here? Ooh, it's shiny. What is this? Lightning. Ooh. Oh, wait. Is it lightning?
Who is that? What character is
From
that?
Yeah.
13.
Lightning. Can you see?
Lightning?
It's my lighting. I'm trying to get my
Yeah.
lighting.
Oh,
It's
it could be
holograph.
characters from other Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
thought it was
Final
just
Fan-
7.
Yeah, it's
no,
just
from the Final
called.
Fantasy series in general.
Yeah, so it's just called Thunder Magic, and it's lightning.
That's cool.
All right.
You know how I feel about lightning.
This is Final Fantasy 2. This
Okay.
is Wild
Okay.
Rose Rebellion, so it has like the main character, the main artwork. It's kind of cool. Summoner
That looks like Odin.
Primal Odin. This is the Final Fantasy 14 version, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
I don't know what that says. Coral Sword. Final Fantasy 5. Steiner.
Oh, that's nice.
What is that? An airship? Yeah, just this cargo ship. I think it's Final Fantasy 11. Final Fantasy 9. It's a lot of cards. Fight On.
Yeah, it is.
I have like 20 of these cards already. Magic Pot. What does this say? Paladin
As
arms.
soon as you said magic pot, I automatically thought pot of greed.
Oh,
Pot of green?
greed
Pot of
Greed.
greed.
from Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know, I'm kidding.
Oh,
From
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
ice magic. What is this? This guy from Final Fantasy 12,
Pot of
right?
greed. For
Yeah.
added just 2 additional cards to my deck.
Vayne Waka. This is what Blitzball shot. That's kind of cool. And then the last one is Haste Magic. And it has Cloud there.
Okay. But you got one with a holographic on the background.
Yeah, the
lightning
Thunder
magic.
Magic, the Lightning one,
The Thunder Magic.
which is kind of interesting. Yeah, it's tiered. It says choose one additional cost. So Thunder, 0. Thunder Magic deals 2 damage to target creature. Dundara, 3. I don't know what that means. Thunder Magic deals 4 damage to target creature. Tundaga, 5. Thunder Magic deals. Oh wait, what does it say at the bottom? I forgot what the arrow. I haven't played this in a while, so I forgot what the arrows mean. Yeah, these are the cards that I got. Cool. And I got this, whatever this art card is. Oh, it says who it is. So Crovius is the artist. It's Edgar
Okay.
from Final
Oh,
Fantasy VI. That's who it is.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. On the back, I maybe if I read it on there, but it says it. I don't know if you can see it at the bottom. It says Edgar. Oh, that's kind of cool. Man, I wish I got something cooler, a better art card. I can't wait to see what you get, man. I hope you get something cooler than this. But yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I gotta say, like, reviews are already out there. You've probably seen the reviews, and I do gotta say I agree with them. The performance on it, it's amazing. This is my 4th time now going through the game because I beat it on PS4, then again on PS5 when the update came in with Integrate. Then I beat it again on PC when it was available to be played on Steam Deck, and then now I'm playing it on Switch too. And I gotta say it runs really, really good. It looks really, really good. I know some people were complaining about the hair in early demos. I think the hair's fine. Like, yes, they're pixelated. It's definitely not as clean as the PS5 version, but it still looks really, really good. I can't really
How's it
complain
compared
there.
to PS4?
Definitely better than PS4. It has better textures for sure. Digital Foundry did a
Okay.
video where they compared it, and it looks like it's using the majority PS5 textures, but there are some places that they notice PS4 textures. I haven't noticed it yet. There are 2 things though that I've noticed. There's the opening scene when after you blow up the reactor, you go through and there's like fire everywhere where you see Sephiroth. There's a part where it does a close up on the fire, and the fire looks great, but then in one scene out of nowhere, the fire is like super pixelated. So it looks like 8-bit like pixels I'm talking about just flying out of the fire, which I thought was kind of funny. And then the water in the water fountain looks pretty bad as well. But that was me actively looking for something. Like while I'm playing the game, I'm looking for something to be bad. And those were the 2 things I really noticed. Everything else outside of that looks great. Yeah, it's kind of weird because like the models sometimes feel like in certain spots, I'll say it almost feels like it's out of place where the resolution, like, I don't know if it's like dynamic resolution or something shifting, but there are parts where I feel like the model just sticks out compared to the background, which is kind of weird and like I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe what I'm seeing, but outside of that, it runs great. It's been a solid 30 FPS all the way through. I have no dips or anything like that. I thought 30 FPS would be like an issue, but it really doesn't bother me in terms of the frame rate or anything like that. As I'm replaying it, I do remember things that I don't like about the game. I hate the force walking parts where they force you to walk, whether it's through like a corridor or whatever the case might be. I really hate it because when they make you walk, they make you walk. And it's not like a normal walk. It's like a slow, slow walk that I do not like. But yeah, like I like it. It's funny. Somebody posted something where they're playing it on Switch too, and they just realized that Tifa's eyes are a different color in Remake than they are to Rebirth. So in Rebirth, they're brown. In Remake, they're actually red. And I was like,
Yeah,
wow,
they're supposed
I
to be
didn't
red.
notice
That's more
that.
like the original.
Yeah, because red was the original, correct. But in Rebirth, they're brown for some reason. I was like, oh wow, I didn't really notice that, but yeah, That's a good eye there. No pun intended when it comes to that. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. I'll beat it. I'm currently going to the second reactor that you have to blow up. I forgot what reactor that is. Um, whatever the reactor is. I'm currently going there, and yeah, I'll probably finish it and hopefully finish it before Dragon Quest 7 comes out. Because once Dragon Quest 7 comes out, I'm definitely jumping to that. I do also want to mention that while, like I mentioned, we didn't do the podcast, my family was really sick. I did get a lot of game time through that while I was taking care of them because they were sleeping most of the time. I beat Dragon Quest 3, which you guys did see me put that on there, and I also beat Dragon Quest 1 as well. So Brian,
Nice.
I do beat video games, okay? Like I do. You know, it might take me a couple years, but I do beat them eventually. Uh but yeah,
Is Dragon Quest 1 a really long game though?
it's
No,
not.
not
No.
really.
My
It's like 20 to 30 hours at best.
no, Dragon Quest 1, no, it's way less than that.
Like
So
it's like
original
10.
one is like 3
I'm talking about
hours.
the HD. I'm talking about the HD
Yeah.
remake.
Oh, it's less than that too.
Is it
12 hours.
Really?
Yeah, I
Did
thought
they
it was
add
like 10,
content in
11
there?
hours.
Yeah, 12
Oh,
hours it
okay,
took me to
cool.
beat it. So Dragon Quest 3 was a little bit longer. I think my playtime in that is like 34, 35 hours. When it comes to that, but Dragon Quest 1 definitely a little bit faster. And I gotta say,
Well,
the extra. Oh, you were gonna say something, Brian?
no, go finish what you're gonna say
Yeah.
about this.
The extra content they added in Dragon Quest 1 to show it related to Dragon Quest 3 is amazing. But not only that, the ending of Dragon Quest 3, they changed it up and it's really, really good. And I love the way they kind of show the unfolding of what leads to Dragon Quest 1 and 2, which is pretty cool. Like, I'm trying to say without spoilers, because I do recommend you guys play Dragon Quest 3 and then play 1 and 2, because they added so much extra stuff that you would appreciate more when you play those after. So, like, jumping from Dragon Quest 3, even though I played it technically simultaneously because I didn't finish 3, I went and started 1 when it first came out. And then I kept jumping this past month, I want to say since maybe December, I was jumping back and forth between them around the same time. And it's so cool to kind of see all like the things where they got, what's his name? Galen, who's a bard in Dragon Quest 3. He has more kind of like front and center like talk. So you go to where Galen lives, you go all around his house, you get the ear of Lear that you have to get from him. In Dragon Quest 1, you go to a place called Galen Horn, which is his city that they created in honor of him. And there's a lot of like throwbacks. They just put more throwbacks from Dragon Quest 3 to 1. It's kind of cool to see all that stuff. I started Dragon Quest 2 now, and so far, I do gotta say Dragon Quest 2 is amazing. A lot of people have finished Dragon Quest 2 and they're saying it is the best now of the trilogy. And from what I've seen, because like I said, I skipped to the ending, and from what I'm playing right now, I do gotta say they've added more features, especially in the battle mechanics, than 3 and 1, that I'm liking it more already than 3 and 1 HD2D. So I'm super excited to continue playing that through. I probably won't finish that till way later on because I'm gonna finish Final Fantasy 7 Remake and then play Dragon Quest 7 Reimagine, and then maybe I'll go back to that if nothing else comes out. But yeah, definitely play these games. They are amazing remakes. It's a remake done right. Like, they literally made these games way better than the original version. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually they're different, and I think they might complement like the older one, but it doesn't really replace it. In this case, I think these games truly replace the older versions of Dragon Quest, and there is no need to go back to those games. It's not like a Final Fantasy 7 remake situation where I feel like you can still play 7 and play remake because they're technically two different games. Or even like Link's Awakening is a good example. Like, even though you can play Link's Awakening on Switch, I still think if you go back to the Game Boy version, it still holds up and it's still very fun to play. Where in this case, I think just everything it does it so much better than the original's done that they're well worth it. So yeah, highly recommend playing the HD2D remakes. What were we gonna say, Brian, earlier?
I was gonna say that I can finally do some Dragon Quest chat because I played a good chunk of that demo. I haven't finished it yet, but I think I got pretty far. I don't know how far into it I am, if like I'm almost at the end of it. Did you finish the demo?
I did, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I also did too.
I just got to the town where they're like destroying their village on purpose to get their women back.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
How far
Yeah.
how far away am I from finishing the demo?
You still got quite a ways. Maybe like another 2 hours.
Seriously? That's a
Yeah.
long demo.
I
So
don't know
I
what
have
it
to
is,
say,
but every Dragon Quest demo is long.
Yeah, that is true. They are very long.
I have to say, it kind of surprised me. I played Dragon Quest 11 years ago, and I got to a certain point, and I just couldn't deal with the MIDI music anymore, and so I kind of hung it up because I just couldn't do it anymore. I could it just because the world was so beautiful, and you just are so inundated with all these other RPGs that have these orchestral scores, and it sounds very it sounds like part of the times. And then you have Dragon Quest 11 that has this beautiful art style, and it just has this lame MIDI music from like what Final Fantasy 7 sounded like on my E-Machines computer from like 1999. um and I understand that there's lots of elements to Dragon Quest I've found that are they're vestiges of other Dragon Quest games, like that noise when you finish a battle, the noise when you go in and out of buildings. There's lots of little touches that I can tell are long stays in the series, and so I can respect that they're trying to bring that over. But there's just certain things where it gets to a point where the score of your game isn't one of those like cute little nostalgic flourishes. It's like, no, the music is good enough. It needs to have a full orchestral score.
Yeah.
And so I stopped playing it, and then S came out, and I played a little bit of it. I was meant to go back to it because I did enjoy it. I got like, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 hours into the original Dragon Quest 11, so I did like it. So then when this came out, I really wanted to get into it just because you talk so glowingly about it, and there's just a lot of really good buzz around it. So I started playing it, and I really like the music a lot, obviously. Um, it's very clean. It's a very clean game. It's very minimal. Like it's it's stylish in a way, but it's not busy. It's just very okay. You're going to the town, and you're in the castle, and it's just very simplistic, but in a very it's very simple. It's very simple, but it's very detailed in a way. And I don't know. I just think it's very aesthetically pleasing. The character models, people kind of make fun of Kiefer and how he's Matt Damon from Team America World Police, but it's fine. It doesn't really bother me that much. The one thing that did bother me, however, is that Kiefer is supposed to be this prince or whatever. And in the first battle you get with him, he's using a bamboo stick to fight, and dude has a sword on his back. It's like, why? What are you doing? Like, pull the sword out. Like, when that happened, I didn't understand what that was all about. But whatever. But anyway, so I got to that part that I was talking about. I like the battle. The battles are very simple, very fun. I will say that the character of Maribel really got on my nerves. I thought she was just insanely grating, in like the worst possible kind of movie tropey kind of like little sister kind of way. I'm trying to think of a character that she kind of reminds me of in fiction, where she basically invites herself to your adventure and is saying, "Well, if you don't let me go
You
with
ever
you, I'm
watch
going to tell on you."
Rugrats?
Yeah,
Angela?
she's like
Yeah.
Angelica, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what you're
Angelica,
kind of
yeah.
saying. Yeah, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. So, she's all bitching because she doesn't, or she wants to go on the adventure, and you're like, no, it's too dangerous. And she's like, well, if you don't take me, then I'm going to go tell the king and just blow up your whole plan or whatever. And then you're like, okay, fine. And so you take her, and then you get transported to this world. And she's like, well, this is all your fault. I'm going home. And it's like, good luck. You're in an alternate reality right now. Like, you can just go walk into the ocean for all I care. And her voice is just really annoying and everything. So, yeah, but maybe she redeems herself further down the line. But I am looking forward to getting back to finishing it. Are we kind of going into what you've been playing now, or are we touching other things? Because I can kind of talk about that too.
Yeah, we are actually gonna dive into what we have been playing. But to really quick piggyback off what you're saying with
Yeah,
Dragon
yeah.
Quest 7. Yeah, I finish it because you still got a little bit to go. Like I said, maybe about 2 hours max. So I would say definitely finish it so you can get the costume that you're supposed to get for completing the demo, and then you can add that to the game.
Mm.
And of course, like I said, your gameplay transfers over. But yeah,
Yeah, a question about that. I wonder if my achievements do. I wonder how that's going to work.
that was always
there's no achievements.
mhm.
But I
I
bet there's an achievement that I unlocked though in that demo, like, finish your first battle or unlock the
yeah,
secret of the shrine, so I wonder if the game reads your save data when you start up the real game and it just like
yeah.
pops those
I hope
maybe or
so.
something.
That'd be nice because I know Dragon Quest 11 did on Xbox. So when it came out,
Okay.
when the Series X came out, I played the demo first, and then eventually I got Game Pass and then played the game. And the minute I booted
Yeah,
up, like
popped
all
it.
the achievements started popping in from
Oh,
there.
nice.
So I would
Okay,
have
cool.
hoped that it does
That's
it
good to know.
as well in this game. But I know that other games haven't done it. Like I'm trying to think of what game I played. There was a game that I remember playing, and I didn't get any of the achievements from the opening, which was kind of dumb. So I missed out like on all the opening achievements. But I was like, whatever. I'm not an achievement hunter, anyways. But I would definitely recommend finishing it. Great story. Like it ends up pretty good. And like I tell most people, Dragon Quest is pretty depressing. There's a lot of sad stories in Dragon Quest. Going back to Dragon Quest 3, so originally Dragon Quest 3 is a whole like, oh yeah, the hero saves the world story, but then like they put a lot of sadness in this version, and then they show the sadness in Dragon Quest 1 where you realize, oh wow, like, he this is not really spoilers, but it's like he saved the world, but then what did he lose? Like everybody gained peace in the world and everybody's excited and happy, but what about the stuff that he lost? And nobody really thinks about what the hero has to sacrifice to be the hero. Which is it's kind of sad when you really look at it. And Dragon Quest has a lot of like very sad themes. But yeah, highly recommend it. Fan, definitely you should try out the Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined demo. It's well worth it for sure.
Oh well, it's on my to-do list.
Yeah, it's great. I did end up.
It runs amazing on Steam Deck, by the way.
It does, yeah, 90 FPS.
Really does. And if you
Yeah,
want to like
I'm
go
really impressed with it.
if you want to take it up a notch, you can actually play at 2K at 45 frames. It still looks amazing. Great. I love it so much.
You know what's funny is there's a
Nice.
place, going back to Dragon Quest 2 real quick. There's a place on Steam Deck in Dragon Quest 2 where there's so much fire that the Steam Deck actually dips frames, which is funny. And I don't
That's
have
actually funny.
TDP turned on or anything. There's no TDP limit. It just started dipping frames to like almost like it was like 30 something frames. I was like, oh wow, it went from 60 to 30 because there's so much fire in that area, which is interesting. I did end up though pre-ordering Dragon Quest 7 on Switch 2 because it did pop up on Best Buy. And I was like, you know what? Before it delists for whatever reason, I'm gonna just get it on Switch 2 and continue that there. But I'll probably get both on Steam, because I have it on all the Dragon Quest on both, and I need that physical copy. Even if it is a game key card, I still need that physical copy. Okay, so Brian, if you want to go and start with what you've been playing.
Yeah, three things mainly. So obviously the Dragon Quest demo. I finished Donkey Kong Bonanza yesterday.
Nice.
The thing about it, and I've talked about it multiple times over the past few weeks, so I'll just try to put a bun on it after finishing it. I'm going to 100% it, so that should give you an idea of how I've kind of come around on the game. As I wrote in our Discord, I would give it a 9. Solid 9, I would say. It definitely deserved. Like before I finished it, I would say that I didn't know if it deserved to be in the Game of the Year discussion. But after finishing it, I do definitely think that it does. The one thing that I really wish that they would have explained better was the significance of certain items in the game. Because there's so much crap that's just buried everywhere for you to get. You have the banana coins, you have gold, you have you have 3 different kinds of fossils every main level, and then you have the bananas. Honestly, you could finish the game without collecting anything, and it would be totally fine. And that's what I wish I would have done. I think I would have had a more pleasurable experience with it because I got so sidetracked trying to just collect all this crap, and none of it really makes like the gold makes a difference for sure because you need that to what do you buy with gold? Like you can buy maps of where certain things are, and you need it to get more bananas and stuff. Like gold, I can kind of see the banana medals. You really don't need them unless you want to just max out your character because you need to pay banana medals and gold to get bananas that don't count towards the goal of the level. It's kind of similar in Super Mario Odyssey where you could buy moons and with was it coins or something? You could buy moons with coins or whatever. And you did it just to like up your moon count in case you couldn't beat a level or like you couldn't get enough of the
The moons.
in the level, the goals in the level to get moons. If you couldn't complete enough, Nintendo kind of gave you a mode where it's like, okay, well, if you get enough coins, you can buy the moons and then you can go to the next level. So that was the reason that existed in the game. In this, I guess it's similar in the sense that you can use that to upgrade your character then and make the game easier. So you can just keep buying bananas and stuff. You keep finding the banana medals, but they're so. I honestly don't think they really need to be in the game. I wish you could just use gold instead for everything, but they're
Yeah.
there. And then the fossils you use to buy outfits and accessories. So, like, buy a bow tie for Donkey Kong that makes it so his Bonanza mode lasts 40% longer, or your sonar goes this much further, or your swimming is that much faster. Like, there's all these different kinds of clothes and accessories and stuff. So that's the thing where it's like you go into the game, you're just kind of like put out there, and you have all these items in the world, and you don't really understand, like, okay, is it more important to collect this fossil than it is to collect this banana medal? And so I just kind of found myself collecting everything, and it was just so time consuming, where I bet if I just would have mainlined the whole thing mostly, I could have just gone back to all the levels and gotten everything that I needed much quicker, because once you unlock all the different powers, it's a lot easier to traverse the levels. Like, a lot of puzzles are based around your limited mobility, but once you unlock all the bonanzas, a lot of the difficult mobility kind of ends, and so it just gets a lot easier. So that's the one thing that I feel like I would have liked more about the game if they just kind of would explain the game economy and what things were truly important, what wasn't. Lots of joy in the game. That's what I like about it. It's just very jolly. Great music. It's got a nice little story to it. Nice little twist at the end. Very satisfying to break stuff and to go through the levels and 100% them. It's got a nice vibe going. It's got a nice hook to it. I don't think that Expedition 33 should have gotten a 9 and this gotten a 10 in IGN. I would swap that around. But overall, I liked it a lot, and I finished yesterday, and now I'm just going through, and I was watching football all day today and just 100%ing Donkey Kong I'm working on. It's probably going to take me another couple days to do it.
Nice.
And then I played and finished Shinobi Art of Vengeance, which was fantastic. Cannot recommend that enough for all of you guys to go through that, because it's one of those things where it's not daunting like a mainline Metroid game where you have like one world and you have to go through all the world and remember where things are in this one world. In Shinobi, you go through levels that have pieces of things to go back to, and you can kind of just remember, okay, I need to go back to this level, to this specific, like, you can even fast travel a lot of the time to this specific place to get what I need. The action is great. It's a lot of fun. All the different abilities you get, all the different techniques you get, and killing enemies is really fun. And the boss battles are really solid, and I like it better than Ninja Gaiden Rangebound for sure. And so that was a very satisfying ending. I was thinking about going back and trying to get all the Steam achievements for it, but some of them are really tough, and I just have so much other stuff to play, so I'm probably just going to stick a pin in Shinobi Art of Vengeance for now. And then lastly, I've been playing Doom: The Dark Ages. I just decided to kind of load that up on PC, and I've been having a blast with that. It's probably hooked me more than either of the two other. What'd you say, fam?
I'd say it's not bad. The Doom to Dark Ages. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
like, it's actually hooked me more than the other two Doom games. Like, I finished Doom 2016 and I liked it. I couldn't get super into Doom Eternal just because I found it overwhelming, the amount of like systems you have to monitor between, like, okay, the fire, the flamethrower, the grenade, the ice, or like there's like the ice thing, and then you can break enemies to get the chainsaw. Like, there's just a lot of different mechanics going on, and when the game is so fast, the last thing you want to worry about is all these different mechanics you have to screw around with. Dark Ages, I feel like, kind of takes a step back on that. With Dark Ages, you have this really cool shield mechanic where you can throw your shield, you can use it to bash enemies and like blow them up all at once. The guns are very solid. There's just different ways of fighting, but it's not overwhelming to the point where it's like there's good melee. It's not overwhelming to the point where it's like, hey, I have to make sure I kill this guy like this so I can get this for this and this for this. It's a lot, at least so far, it's a lot more simple, and I'm enjoying it. It looks great on PC, obviously, and so yeah, that's pretty much what I've been going through so far.
Nice. Real quick before we move on, are you guys hearing feedback from my mic at all?
Yeah,
heard
but you
something
sound
for a second.
You sound a bit louder than normal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering. Let me try it now. How about now? Does it
The
sound a
game
little
might
bit
be up,
lower?
but other than that, it's fine.
Okay. Does it still sound loud?
No,
Not
I'm good.
anymore.
Okay. No, I was just looking at the Discord thing, then I see my green the green popping in, and I was like, okay, like, do you guys hear sound or anything? Because there's nothing in the background. And I'm just trying to figure out to see if oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. I just opened up emulation station by mistake. But yeah, I was just trying to make sure that it wasn't like feedback or anything like that coming through and on there. Uh, but yeah,
Nope.
so when it comes to Shinobi, I I just beat what was it? What was it? The marketplace, I think it is, where you have to
The
fight.
fish marketplace.
Yes, so I just beat that area. It's really good. Like the combat is great. I love the upgrade. I do agree with you guys. I think both you and fans said that you liked Shinobi better than Ninja Gaiden. I do gotta say I do
That's what I
agree.
said.
I agree with you guys 100% with that. That I'm enjoying Shinobi more than Ninja Gaiden. I'm like taking it, one step at a time and playing, go back to it, play it. It is challenging. Like some of the bosses, like the boss in the marketplace was definitely pretty tough. I kept dying. I don't know what it was. There was something. I think I forgot to do something, and I can't remember what it is to do the execution thing that you do, where they get the red like symbol.
Yeah,
I
you have to hold L1 and R1.
That's what I thought it was, but like, it wasn't like. At
Mhm.
least I thought I wasn't doing anything, but maybe I'm just not doing it correctly.
You
Uh,
wanna know the trick to that, to get that to happen more often? I didn't know it until, like, I was 3/4 done with it, and it
mhm.
makes the game so much more easier once you know how to do it. Use your shuriken, or is it throwing stars? I don't know.
Yeah.
But when you use those, that significantly boosts the little meter on the bottom to make it so
Hmm.
you can do a finisher.
It's
So
a
if you just
kunai
kinda, like,
actually you're
hit him
throwing.
twice with
Yeah.
the sword and then, like, pepper him with a shuriken or whatever, you can do that finishing move, like, every time
Interesting.
and get a lot of health and all that stuff, and gold and whatever.
Okay. I didn't know that, but like I got to the part with the boss where that popped up, and I was like, I don't remember what the button is for this. And luckily I was able to just beat him right there and then. But it's a fun game. I agree with you guys. It is definitely better, and I will continue playing it, and I will eventually beat it. But I'm enjoying it more than Ninja Gaiden. I had booted up Ninja Gaiden first to be like, because I was thinking like, man, I think you guys are kind of crazy. Let me go ahead and try Ninja Gaiden. And I tried Ninja Gaiden first, and then after that, I was all right. Let me go into Shinobi and play. I played, I think, like the first level of Ninja Gaiden, and then I played like the first level of Shinobi. It's like, okay, this is definitely way better. And I continue playing Shinobi from there on. So I'm in the winter or like winter. It's like some mountains because you have that fish market at the bottom, and then there's like a mountain place at the top. So now I'm doing that level. But yeah, I do enjoy it a lot. Amazing game, and I can't wait to continue. Yeah. And then eventually I'll get back to Kong Bonanza as well. I gotta get back into that. Ash, what have you been playing?
So a couple of games. I think I mentioned I think last time, but I was definitely playing a good amount of a Chrono Trigger,
Hmm.
and I remember where I was at. I was actually almost at the end of the game because you have to defeat levels now. But before there was this guy at the end of time or corridor of time or something like that.
Yeah,
I
quarter of
think
time.
corridor of time is actually naming of
Name
one
of
of the name of the
song.
songs and
Song.
stuff. But yeah, exactly. And he was saying that hey, you gotta if you want your best chance to be defeat levels, you gotta do all these end game quests with certain characters and stuff. So that's what I did. I did the one with Marl, did the one with Frog, a robot. Did the one with I think wait, is that it? I just realized, yeah. No, with technically with robot slash Luca, because this one involved you going to 900 AD to essentially help out Flora with her forest or something like that and stuff, or something like that. And Roba had to stay behind to help her grow out that entire forest and stuff. And then when you go to the present time, I think that's when you can go back and retrieve Robo from the church and stuff. And then they have that scene where they're at the campfire. And then at the end of that scene, that's where Luca actually randomly just walks into like a time portal and witnesses her own trauma per se, what happened, I guess. And from what I was understanding from it, I'm thinking if because you have to enter, you need to try to enter a password to do something with. I'm not gonna say too much because I don't know who has actually played the game or finished the game, but I feel like the password's hidden somewhere within the game, or if it's already scripted to be that way in the first place. But regardless, that scene was brutal. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat that crap was brutal and everything. So, but yeah, I'm just as I'm replaying the game, I'm just like appreciating what Chrono Trigger did and how pretty much how well um how well aged it is, or aged like fine wine that people
Mhm.
say. Because I don't know, man, like
Out of its
that
time.
game, yeah, good pun there. But like I feel like that game itself definitely holds up a lot when it comes to back in the day, or even to modern gaming. Honestly, I wish a lot more people that were like casual gamers should also give Chrono Trigger a try. It's easily accessible. I think it's also on mobile too, but it's also on Steam, and you can practically run it on any machine or something. You
Yeah.
know, but yeah, um, I'm almost done with the game, I think, but I really want to batch up hella hard just in case I miss anything. I know I was doing some quests with the Speculo people. You know who I'm talking about, right? The green people. They're in that Lost Sanctum. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Wait, in the Lost Saint? Mm,
The green people, and so they're there in the prehistoric
okay,
time.
I know what you're talking about. I thought that's who you were talking about. Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's quests with them, which funny enough, you have the guy doesn't tell you about those, but you have to find that yourself essentially. But um oh, now I remember. I think he was mentioning a quest like that. Okay, there was a one with the rainbow coral that I had to do. That was fun to do. I remember doing that, and I think that's where I first I had the option to either get the prison helms or the prison dress, and I thought, hey, prison helms are probably a third of the power of the prison dress, so I opt for the prison dress and give it to Marl,
Hmm.
which is cool. Um, I guess the biggest downside is, I know, not the downside. The biggest regret I have playing this game is not using charm at all in the game with Isla. Because Isla, there's a lot of really good items you can steal with Isla early in end game, which was ridiculous. Like a good example, I think one of the end game bosses with it, when you use Isla, you can steal prism helms and prison dresses for all the female characters, which is basically the best armor for them essentially. Which I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. Like, but it's that's the beauty of this game, is that you really need to find out stuff and like mess with things, to figure out like what's like the best thing you can possibly do, if anything, right? But back in that day, I guess charm was the thing to do, because even it was just Chrono Trigger doing it, there was other games like Final Fantasy that had the steal ability, and they want to incentivize you on trying to steal every item from every possible enemy and stuff.
Yeah.
So but yeah,
It's funny. I was gonna
game
say
yeah.
what you were saying about the steel thing is like I remember a lot of
Oh, not
games they
steal,
have it.
charm. It's Isla's charm, not steal. My bad.
Mhm. Oh, okay, gotcha. No,
Yeah.
because the steel ability, I was like, I remember Final Fantasy. I think they even added in remake where if you steal from when you go to like the train yard where like the ghosts are, if you steal from them, I forget what you get. You get something from if you steal from that boss, and it's a really good. I don't know if
Mhm.
it's armor or weapon or something, but it's one of those things that's well worth it. And I remember games back then, even Final Fantasy 9 had it, where I had a guide and it would tell you that you should steal from this boss because you get a really good armor. But I feel like that's time in the past. Like a lot of games don't do that nowadays. But go ahead, Ash.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like, only other game where people tell you to do steal, but it would be a pain in the ass to do, is actually in Final Fantasy 9. Funny enough, because in the OG
Mhm.
version of it, you have a certain, or I wouldn't even say like just that game, but any other game you do, when you have steal, there's like a certain percentage that you have of a chance to actually steal the item from the said enemy.
Mhm.
But if you play the PC version of the game with a cheat where you just increase up to 100%, you could just use steal on the enemy without any difficulties whatsoever. And so some of the OGs that I've seen that play Final Fantasy 9 completely understand why you want to increase that 100%, because it is a pain to actually try to like steal certain things for certain enemies, which I definitely get, if anything. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm like almost done with the game. It's just one of those paranoias when you're playing a JRPG, especially with a game like this that doesn't really give you too many hints on like what to go back and look on. I'm just like doing a whole bunch of backtracking before I fight Lavos. I'm pretty sure I'm more than ready to like kill beat Wild Lavos essentially, But there's like other things I found
Don't
out where
Expedition 33 it, where you
Mhm.
don't finish it. You just
oh no, well this game will be fine. But there was one particular one that I found funny is that with Isla, when she reaches apparently from level 90 to level 99, she finally gets a new weapon called the Bronze Fist. And what's interesting about it is that when she does when she hits does a critical hit on it, she automatically is 999 damage and stuff. And apparently, if you pair that with another accessory, it just makes her even freaking more crazy. Apparently, so will I try to XP farm that? Probably not, because I think that'll be a bit more overkill at that point. I think for if anything, I'm going to just mainly focus on the achievements I can get, because for the most part, I see mainly achievements are just the endings of the game from the most part, because I think there's 5 endings to the game, but there's like 11 achievements, so I guess half of that is endings and the other half is other stuff you have to look for too. Which, funny enough, I'm almost at the end of the game. I never got a single achievement from this game at all.
Really?
So I must be doing something wrong, if anything. So, but yeah, and then the other game I've been playing, which this game recently came out, is called Arknight's Enfield. I don't have to tell you, the feelings I have for this game is good for the most part. Definitely reminds me a lot of Islamic Chronicles X, especially on the setting and environment. The optimization in graphic fidelity in this game is extremely amazing, and the fact that this game was well optimized by open release was freaking insane. Like, I have to applaud them for that, but I can definitely understand why people would not try to play this game, because the game unfortunately is not really that free to play friendly. Obviously it's a gacha game, but this particular gacha system is not really that well praised compared to all the gacha systems like whatchamacallit, Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, and all that kind of stuff. For me, from what I found based on like experts that actually played previous Arknights games and all that stuff, it's not that smart to even use the gacha system, and rather just do the old-fashioned way and just max out all your characters that you currently have and complete the end game content, because they're not pressuring you to try to get the latest character that comes out to complete the set of content. You can still do whatever you want to do and complete everything that you want to complete. But the fighting and mechanics itself is almost like a Xenoblade, but there's a lot more involved, because you obviously have to do your own combos and stuff. But whenever you trigger like a certain skill, you can actually do like a mini chain attack and stuff amongst it. And it's like, and it happens really fast, just like that, and it's really fun to do. And the other thing that people may have some issues with, which I mean, I kind of have some issues with it too, is that that a good majority of the game involves with the factory mode, which one of my cats knocked down my my thing in the bathroom. Oh boy. Anyway, is the factory thing, which essentially, if you ever played, and this is probably gonna be a really bad comparison, but if you ever played something like Factorio, for example, they kind of have that kind of mode in this game, and it's something that you can't really fully ignore, because it's one of the fastest ways for you to grind out materials for your characters and stuff. But
So like Dark Cloud.
Dark Cloud, yeah, like Dark Cloud and stuff. And I can understand why people wouldn't like it, but at the same time, they have a feature in the game where you can actually download blueprints of like a factory you can make, essentially, to get all the materials that you want. So you don't have to put too much time into it in order for you to get the most out of your characters and stuff, you know? So, but overall, the environment looks so freaking beautiful. It's just, everything about this is great. The story itself, it's like, so far, it's kind of meh. It's like a C. Voice acting though is pretty damn good. I really love the voice acting for the game. I'm currently playing in English right now, but I'm pretty sure other languages are also good as well. But yeah, pretty well put game for right now and stuff. And I'm looking forward to see what else they do with it from here on out and everything. So, but yeah, that's pretty much from my side.
Nice. Yeah, playing another gacha. I don't know how you do it, Ash, with all the gacha games. I do gotta say that.
Listen, I love being free to play, and whatever I can get out of the game, I get out of the game and stuff. It's definitely an endurance test, but it just depends on what they have that keeps bringing you back. It's mostly just the characters for the most part, but some of the story that they do with the game, especially with Wuthering Waves, which in my opinion, I feel like Wuthering Waves stories like definitely plateaus freaking Genshin's, plateaus freaking Honkai Star Rails and stuff. It's just they know, some of these companies know how to use the money for the banners and actually invest it for the players and stuff. So I really appreciate them for that. I don't know, but yeah.
All right, fam. What have you been playing?
Nothing really, to be honest. I've been too busy dealing with other stuff since I got let go at Best Buy.
Yeah. No, understand that. Yeah. Well, you got to jump into perfect time to jump into Dragon Quest VII Reimagine demo right there.
Yeah, that's true. I've been meaning to download the demo, just haven't done it. I was debating if I wanted to download it for the Switch 2 or if I wanted to do it on Steam.
Yeah. I mean, Steam Deck, you'll get 90 FPS on like medium settings. I want to say. I don't think it's high. I think it's like medium settings.
Oh, I
Uh,
got 90 off of high settings.
you sure? Because
Yeah, I
I'm
do
sure
too.
is it high? Because I could just want
Yeah,
to show
yeah.
up
Well,
mine and I was not getting 90 on high at all. I had a lower like shadow
Oh,
quality and some other stuff.
I put it to like it was at high and it wasn't that the highest frame rate, but when I moved it down to like to the next level down, I got perfect frame rate, and I did not notice any difference. And I usually have a real keen eye for that,
Yeah.
so
There's some stuff
I don't know.
like there, but I feel like if you do because the highest settings is what I was saying. Like I tried it and I was not getting 60. I was definitely getting like 35, but the setting below that because I think it's just low, medium, and high if I remember correctly. Medium was the only way I was able to get 90 FPS. But if you do Switch 2 is probably a mixture of high and medium settings on at 60 FPS cap, of course. And it looks great. Like I honestly it doesn't look bad at all. And it kind of gets me upset that Dragon Quest 3, 1, and 2 HD 2D, they couldn't do the same thing. Because if you play on Steam Deck, it gets rid of all the like blurriness that you see on the Switch 2. So it looks clean. It's nice to look at where Dragon Quest 7 just looks great all around. So you can tell that it was definitely designed for Switch 2 in mind. But whichever way you go, it's still good nonetheless. Like Brian says, if you want achievements, go PC. If not, go Switch 2. And I'm probably, like I said, gonna get Switch 2. I already pre-ordered it, but we'll see. Maybe day one you'll see me boot it up on the Steam Deck instead and decide to get achievements. We'll see. I'm not that big of an achievement hunter, but I do appreciate achievements. It was nice to see when I beat Dragon Quest 3 the achievement saying that I am now the hero, which is kind of cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was
I
really nice
like
to
it
see
for
that.
timestamps. Like it's
Mhm.
something where in the future, like 3 years from now, I can go back in my achievements and be like, what was I doing in 2022, and I can look at that. It's kind of cool.
Mm, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of some small news. So small Nintendo news that came out because they actually had quite a bit that was announced this past week. Donkey Kong Country Returns got a Switch 2 update, which is pretty nice. They added Dixie Kong now as a playable character. They did update the graphics and they update a lot of scenes. So from what I'm seeing and a lot of people are analyzing it, it seems that Donkey Kong Returns HD was based off the 3DS port. So the 3DS
Okay.
port had a lot of missing, like, what's the right word I'm looking for? Like
Like the shadow.
effects, yeah, shadowing and stuff like that. There were different effects and different graphic settings. It kind of just looked like what they did is they just went ahead and just like, oh, instead of making it 360p or whatever the 3DS screen was, let's make it 1080p and call it a day. But they seem to fix a lot of that. Like the sun, for example, was one that GVG pointed out, where in the Switch and the 3DS version there is no sun setting at all in the level where it's just shadowing. It's just it's just a dark background. Where and now in the update, the sun does set. There's some other weird things. If you played co-op and one person jumped on the platform will start going down right away. So if you're the second person were to jump on that platform, they couldn't. They would just fall right through and that's it. So only register one player. So meaning somebody would always die no matter what. They fixed that finally in the update, which is funny because it took a year for them to fix that. But now two people can actually jump on the platform so you can play co-op properly. How they do the Dixie Kong thing is pretty cool. So you'll have Dixie Kong playing, and before a cutscene comes in that shows Diddy, you'll see them like tag each other out, and then Diddy Kong will come in and like do whatever, and then they'll tag each other back in, and Dixie Kong will come back. So nice update, that for sure. I still haven't picked it up. I definitely want to pick it up. So we'll see. Maybe if there's a sale or something sooner rather than later, I'll pick it up because I do want to play it because I did enjoy it on 3DS. I did own it on 3DS, and I would like to play the game again. The music's great. Love the music in that game. great game that Retro did. But that's not the only thing that Nintendo had announced. They also did a small little, not even a direct, but they showed the overview trailer for Super Mario Wonder and Meet Up in Bella Bella Park. It is unfortunately what I feared it was. It's basically Mario Party, where it's a lot of mini games that they added in Bella Bella Park. There is a small kind of like story mode, but you're really just going back through the same levels that you went to, from what I understood. And I'm not like a fan of that. I was hoping for like brand new levels, expand the world of Super Mario Brothers Wonder. What's funny is they said they updated the graphics, so we know we're getting it in 4K, but it says update frame rates as well, but it doesn't specify what frame rate. And a lot of people I know, I'm sure you guys thought the same thing. The minute we saw the 120 FPS thing, and they used Super Mario Brothers Wonder as an example, a lot of us were wondering, are we gonna get Super Mario Brothers Wonder at 120 FPS? We have yet to see. But one of the updates is frame rate when you go directly to Nintendo's website where it tells you what it's updating. So I'm very curious to see if now Super Mario Brothers Wonder runs at 120 FPS. So I'll be happy to test that out with the update. The update will be $20 to get the Bella Park stuff, the meetup at Bella Bella Park stuff. So yeah, I'm can't really say I'm excited, but if it's a 120 FPS update, it'll be fun to play a Mario game at 120 FPS for sure.
Wait,
And
Did you finish
wait,
it?
question. Is
Mhm.
the update already out for Mario
no,
Wonder?
it comes out April something.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like April
makes sense.
16 or something like that, I believe. What were you saying,
Did you
Blake?
finish
Okay.
Mario Wonder, James?
I didn't. I the last place I was at was the poison place. I know. I jumped to something else.
I 100% of Mario Wonder. I was all on that
Me
since
too.
day one. So
Yeah, I gotta play. I don't know why I stopped. I think I started playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and then I stopped.
understandable, honestly.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
damn! Come on.
I stopped that because then when Switch 2 like was announced, I was like, you know what, this game would definitely look and play better on the Switch 2, and they still haven't done a patch, so I'm not beating Xenoblade Chronicles
Don't
X
remind me.
or 3 until they do an HD patch, because those games like X not so much, but 3 definitely needs a better graphics patch, like updated textures and stuff, or at least just a higher resolution and then better frame rate for sure, because there are spots where the frame rate does dip. Excuse me, and 3. But no, I have not beat that. All right. But anyways, and the last thing that actually came out today, did everybody see the new Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer at all?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh wait, real quick on Mario Wonder.
Mhm.
Can I just say those amiibos are adorable?
Oh
and I'm
yeah, I
getting all
forgot
three
about
of
the
them.
amiibos. They're coming out too. Yeah, those amiibos are pretty cool. I do want to get the
Yeah.
Mario, the Elephant Mario one. I mean, all of them are great. And then they also announced the talking flower thing, which I'm not getting. It just seems very
Yeah, I don't
annoying.
get that. Sounds obnoxious.
Exactly.
I legit forgot that Rosalina is also gonna become playable too.
Oh yeah, I
Yep.
forgot about that. Yeah, Rosalina is now a playable character. I forgot that she wasn't in the
But
original one.
is that with a free update, or do you still have to pay for the $20 thing?
I don't know. It's a good question. They didn't say if that was a
Yeah.
free update or if that's only a meetup at Belleville Park. Oh, there is another thing which is funny because I put it in the notes here too. There now the assist mode is not tied to just Yoshi and Nabbit. Now you can use it on any character, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because I kind of like I remember playing with my youngest son and he wanted to be Mario, but I was like, unfortunately you can't. You have to be either Yoshi or Nabbit because those are the only two characters that don't get hit or pretty much don't die. So now you can turn it on for any character, which is pretty cool. I don't know because I didn't hear him say that they shut off assist mode on Yoshi and Nabbit, so now you can use them freely. But I did see some people saying that you can now use Yoshi as a regular character, which I think is kind of cool. Um, but yeah, last thing, like I mentioned, Super Mario Galaxy trailer came out. Pretty awesome. I actually really was digging the trailer. It really got me hooked. I was like, man, I'm very excited to see this movie. I'm actually more excited to see this movie than I was the first movie. What are your
The
guys'
first
thoughts on
one?
this trailer?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because you see Yoshi.
I know. Yoshi being is cool. They show the Birdo and like Peach fight scene that they had there was pretty cool. Like Birdo's just shooting out the eggs from her mouth and everything. Uh, the whole like they're on the dirt bike in the sand area, which is definitely a homage to Mario Odyssey. And then they go inside the temple and it's playing the underground theme. It's pretty cool. They both get the fire flower power up. I just think the game's gonna be amazing. I can't even think of what else they're gonna
Movie.
reference. Or the movie, I'm sorry. The movie's gonna be amazing. They showed the frog suit from Super Mario Brothers 3, which is pretty dope. There's a lot of cool things that is happening in this movie. I'm very, very excited for this movie, and I can't wait to see what they add. If they'll add other non, I guess Donkey Kong technically is a Mario character. I don't know. Maybe they'll add Wario. Like we'll see Wario or something like that.
That'd be so fun. That'd be so fun to see.
Yeah, because I don't know who else
And we
they would
need
add.
we need Dave DeVito to do Wario, please. I'll subscribe to that so fast.
Yeah, they can do that. I think I want to say there was also some Super Mario Land references in there. I got to rewatch the trailer now, but I thought I saw Super Mario Land references in the movie as well. I wonder if they're gonna have Daisy in the movie. Maybe not.
That'd be cool to see.
That would be. I think that'll be too much to fit in just one movie.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
they'll
agree.
save that for
Rosalina's
the.
already going to show up to there, so yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
tough
there's
to
that
toss
too.
Daisy in.
They'll
It's
save
like
that
they're
for
already
the Sunshine movie.
they're already mixing like some Odyssey stuff in there as well, if
Yeah.
anything. So it's kind of cool to see that. But yeah, hopefully in the third movie they can have some Sunshine references. Put Daisy in there. Shoot,
Mhm.
I would like it. Listen, if they do Wario, please make David DeVito voice, please. That would be so great.
Well, that would
So
be perfect because like Wario was the bad guy in Super Mario Land 2. So that would
mhm.
make sense for a movie. And then you could have Daisy, because Daisy's originally for Super Mario Land. Uh, I don't know who else, like what else. I mean, they can kind of mix up a bunch of things.
Who will make a good cast for Daisy?
I don't know. I guess they would need
I mean,
somebody who's an
I'm
actual like
It's just voice
actress.
acting, so who knows?
I mean, I'm not a movie buff myself. I'm just wondering, like,
Yeah, me
who would be like
neither.
the best candidate for that? Because like, or off the bat, when I saw Wario, I'm like, Dave DeVito needs to be him. But like for Daisy, I'm not too sure, honestly.
I mean,
Yeah,
Danny DeVito and Charlie Day. I mean, they have a connection there from
that is true
you
from
know
Always
Always Sunny.
Sunny. Yeah, that is true.
So they could pick one of the other female actresses from Always Sunny,
Makes sense.
or Charlie Day's wife. She
Oh,
could do it.
Who's that?
She's actually in Always Sunny. She plays
Okay.
one of like his one of his love interests. Like she hates him, but his character loves her,
Okay. That's
which I
pretty
think
cool.
is funny.
That's cool when they do things like that. I always think that's kind of cool. Like I think in Thor, if I remember Thor, doesn't like Chris Hemsworth, does he add his like wife and that's his real daughter in the movie too? Isn't it? Yeah, I thought I read somewhere that that is his real daughter in the last movie. What's the last movie? I forget what it's called.
Love and
Um,
Thunder.
yeah, Love and Thunder. That's his real daughter in the movie, and he added her. And then his wife is also in the movie somewhere. I don't remember where. Yeah. All right, but that's pretty much it for the Nintendo updates. I hope that now that all these like smaller news are out of the way, that means that we'll get a Nintendo Direct sometime soon. February is around the corner, which means it's Nintendo Direct season, and I'm kind of excited to see what Nintendo's gonna do from here on out because they're set to about, I don't know, like March or so, and we don't really know what Nintendo's doing for the rest of the year. What we do know is that the dev kits are now all out. It seems like all developers now have the dev kits for the Switch 2. So I'm excited to see. There's that rumor. There was a rumor, I want to say December. Somebody had posted, I think it was Shinobi, said that in February, Call of Duty is going to announce um what's it called? Call of Duty Black Ops, whatever the latest one is, 7 on for Switch 2. And then of course we do know that Battlefield 6, there was a survey asking would you buy it on Switch 2 as well. So I can see a lot of games coming to Switch 2 this year from here on out because it definitely is capable. Final Fantasy 7 Remake's great. Cyberpunk runs great on it. Star Wars Outlaws runs great. Shinobi, or not Shinobi, Assassin's Creed Shadows. There we go.
Shadows.
Yeah, runs great on there. Like all these high end AAA games are running great. Yeah, they're not like 60 FPS or whatever, but they're still running great on the platform. So I'm excited to see what comes from there and just what Nintendo's going to announce. We know Fire Emblem's coming soon. the Splatoon thing. I forget what it's called, but that Splatoon like single player like campaign they have going, and I think that's really it, right? I don't think there's anything else that's Nintendo branded. All we've had is a few updates. We've had Animal Crossing already earlier this month. We have Mario coming in, and that's really about it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I can't think of anything else.
yeah, Nintendo has a
Did you
lot.
mention the Yoshi game?
Oh, I forgot about the Yoshi game. That's right. There is the Yoshi game there, and I think that's it after that, right? There's nothing else that's coming that we could think of.
So far.
Yeah, so that's it. We'll see what Nintendo kicks in February. All right, let's talk about that Xbox Direct. Did everybody here watch it?
Nope.
No?
The only thing I watched were the trailers for Fable, Beast of Reincarnation, and
Mhm.
Kiln.
Okay. What were your thoughts on that?
Fable looks cool. I'm excited for that. I'm interested to see how they do the whole recognition or thing. How they do that, because in the original, your character would change depending if you went evil
Mhm.
or good. You know, but they said in this one it's all gray, like it's
Yeah.
just there's no black and white. It's all like a mash of gray. So I'm wondering if they're gonna do anything that would actually like change your character's appearance depending on how far you go in certain aspects. But
Yeah, and I think they also said that every NPC has their own like morality system. So what you might think is good to you, the NPC might not
yeah,
think is good, which is interesting.
yeah,
So yeah, like
yeah.
that's like, you might say like, hey, steal from you need to steal from this, or like the NPC might say they really no, and then they might see you as a bad guy now because you didn't want to steal, even though you're like, no, stealing's bad. I probably shouldn't steal. That's kind of interesting, and I wonder how that engine is gonna hold up. Like, what's very interesting about Fable is just that Playground Games, who the only thing that I know they've done is Forza Horizon. They're making this game. This is a company that's only made racing games, is now making an open world RPG, which is very, very interesting. But Fable does looks cool. The only Fable games I played were 2 and 3, and I enjoyed them. I thought they were pretty fun. I played a little bit of 1, the remake, but I liked 2 a lot. I played it on 360, and then 3, I remember buying it. I think that was like a Black Friday bundle that came with Fable 3, so I remember buying it there. But outside of that, this one looks great. I'm excited to try it out. I don't know.
Yeah, I only did 1 and 2. Only played 1 and 2. I didn't play
1 and 2.
3.
3 was divisive. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I played a lot of it. I remember what was it? It would have been back 2011 or something like that. Whenever that game came out, I remember playing quite a bit of it, and I enjoyed it a lot. They had like some type of online multiplayer system where somebody could like come into your world, kind of like Dark Souls, where you can play together, which was pretty cool. I remember testing out that feature. I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. There's a little bit of like co-op in it. But yeah, I'm excited to go. Oh, there was also the Fable game on 360. I don't know if you guys played it. It's like Crystal Chronicles, where it's like a 4-player game, and you have these little worlds, exactly like Crystal Chronicles. You go to these worlds, and then you play a level in 4 players. You upgrade your weapons and all that other stuff, and it was super cool. I remember playing that with my brothers, and we had a blast playing it. Really awesome game. I forgot what it's called though. It's a Fable game. That's all I know. But that game was pretty fun there. What was your thoughts on Beast of Reincarnation?
That game looks interesting.
Mhm.
I'm surprised Game Freak can actually make a game that looks that good with all the crap they've been doing with Pokemon.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, is it really the Pokemon company that's really bogging them down? Like, what is going on with Game Freak when it comes to Pokemon? But that's a different topic for
I bet
another
they
day.
have like strict guidelines,
Mhm.
and like you need to abide by these guidelines. And there's some, deviation, but not too much. And they
Yeah.
have to like stay within their lane.
Mm.
That's the only thing I could think of. But it looks cool. The trailer that showed off the gameplay was cool. It kind of reminded me with the whole plants and stuff like that a bit of what's that game from Ember Labs?
Oh,
Ken of Bridge of
Kenneber,
Spirits.
yeah. I think it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
with the
I like that
plants
game.
and stuff like that. Like it's like a mix of that and um Horizon Zero Dawn. Instead of machines, it's plants that take over the world.
Yeah. It's an interesting story there, where it's a post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
world. And I think it's kind of neat where they have like you can command your what is it like a dog or is it like a wolf, whatever like their
It's a
pet
wolf.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Avatar,
Hmm.
where like her and the wolf have like a symbiotic relationship
Mm.
because there's moves that you can do that the two combine together.
Yeah. So that game looks interesting. What do you think of Kiln? I don't think that's my type of game.
It just looks like a party game that that was weird, where you make a pot, and then depending on what type of pot you make, you have a certain character or abilities. I don't know.
Hmm.
I couldn't watch too much of that trailer. It was like I was falling asleep at that point.
Yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea when I saw that. I was like next. I'm not a big Double Fine fan. Like I don't think Psychonauts or any of that stuff. Like it's not my cup of tea. And just I've heard good things about them, but I just couldn't get into it. I tried Psychonauts 2 when it came out. I was just like, not my type of game. One game I'm surprisingly excited for, and I don't usually play a lot of these games, but as a kid, I used to play a lot of these games. Is Forza Horizon 6. It does take place
Yeah,
in
Japan.
Japan, which is pretty dope. And I love like how the cars that they do have available in this game are all like Japanese cars. So they show like the skyline, like the GTR and everything like that. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I do want to play that and roam around Japan and do all the different things they have there. So I'm excited. They show like a mech, like a giant mech in the trailer too, which is pretty cool. A lot of people are saying that's a Gundam. It's not a Gundam. Gundam does not have feet like that. I'm a Gundam expert. I look at Gundam feet and no. That is not a Gundam foot right there. But nonetheless, it looks pretty cool. I'll probably play it like on Game Pass or something. Maybe not buy it, but we'll see. If I enjoy it enough, maybe I'll buy it on Steam so I can play it on Steam Deck. But I'm excited for that. Like I know we don't really talk about racing games much, but I do have some nostalgia for racing games like Rage Racer on PS1. I have that on my Retro Pocket, and I do play that occasionally because it's just a fun game. It takes me back to 1990 whatever, whenever that game came out. Gran Turismo 2. Like I have a lot of nostalgia with that, playing that with my dad and everything. That was a fun game. I go back to that as well. I still want to get the latest Gran Turismo game on PS5. I just don't use my PS5 as much. But I still want to get that because they keep updating it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Xbox Direct was not that bad. I'll say like what they showed was decent. I think a lot of us were kind of like Xbox, nobody really cares. It was one of those things to me that I didn't watch it live because I'm like, I don't care much about Xbox anymore. Like, you've lost my attention with all the stupid things you're saying. I don't care much for Xbox as a platform. But if the game looks interesting, then I'll try it out. And like I said, Forza, Fable, even Beast of Reincarnation, they're pretty interesting. Even though Beast of Reincarnation is not really an Xbox game. But all of that looks interesting. Fable is coming to PS5 later. Forza Horizon 6, I believe, also is coming to PS5 later. I don't think that's a launch game. I think it comes later on. And I assume Kiln is as well. And then Beast of Reincarnation is multi-platform. So, yeah.
Yeah, it said Beast like a Reincarnation will
Excuse
be
me.
available day one on Game Pass.
Oh, yeah, I think every game was available with Ultimate
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Xbox Direct. Last major topic we have here is Ubisoft cancellations. Oh man, like Ubisoft is another company. It just seems like they keep burying themselves in their own hole. Like I don't understand Ubisoft as a company anymore. There's like really not much I can say about them outside of like I was kind of excited for Prince of Persia, Sands of Time remake, and now they just went ahead and canceled it. Like, why would you spend a lot of time saying, "Oh, we're reintroducing Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, and we restart development. It's going to come out," just to say now, "Oh, a year later we're canceling it." Yeah, I don't know. So surprisingly, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still apparently in development. That game was announced how many years ago? Like 12 years ago, I feel
Like
like.
almost 10, I think.
Yeah, and it's still in development. We've seen nothing else except for that initial like look, and then when what's his name? Is it
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes, when he came on stage and they were talking about like the ad system where they'll have like real life ad placements in it. I'm like, nobody cares about ads, especially nowadays. Like you say ads, people are gonna try to install a mod that has ad blocker into this game, so you don't have to worry about ads inside there. It's just I don't get it, but that game's still in development. They now did the Square Enix thing where Square Enix is kind of doing everything is like creative business unit 1, 2, and 3, and so forth. They're doing the same thing in Ubisoft where they have a unit that's just dedicated to the division, which is still being worked on. Splinter Cell, surprisingly, they mentioned Splinter Cell, even though we don't know of any new Splinter Cell games. And kind of like their third person shooters. Then, of course, there's the Assassin's Creed team. And there's the Rayman team because Rayman is also still being developed. But they canceled a total, I believe,
Yeah,
of
that was
6
some news right
projects.
there.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of us didn't know there was a new Rayman game, but new Rayman game is being developed, which is kind of cool. Maybe it should be like a Rayman, like the 64, like the original one remake.
Well, the original one was actually the 2D one. The one on Nintendo 64 was actually Rayman 2.
Okay, so Rayman 2. Sorry.
The original Rayman was actually a 2D platformer, and then Rayman 2: The Great Escape came out on Nintendo 64, I think in like 99, 2000, I think it was 99, and I just remember how amazing the graphics were at the time with the expansion pack. Like, it was definitely a powerhouse to show off how great the expansion pack made things look. And then Rayman 3, I want to say, came out in the PlayStation 2 era. I don't think it came out on N64 or PlayStation, but yeah, that new thing that Ubisoft put out, or the thing that got leaked or whatever, it was for like a 25th anniversary edition or 30th anniversary edition of the original Rayman, which that's cool. Like, that's a very classic platformer. Very beautiful. Like the colors and the 2D animation from back then are very timeless. But yeah, that's something that I don't get, this whole Ubisoft thing. Like, they rebooted it twice, and you'd figure at some point they just want to get it out there. I mean, for God's sakes, they put out that Skull and Bones game, which disappeared like a fart in the wind. Like, it was the quadruple A Skull and Bones, and they probably spent so much money on that, just for it to end up being forgotten literally the day it came out. And just imagine all the years, all the manpower to make that game. Guarantee you, if they would have come out with that Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, it definitely would have sold better and had better critical acclaim than that. Because I mean, that Prince of Persia, what was it called? That one that came out like last year. Is it The Lost Sands? What was it called?
Oh, the 2D one.
Yeah, 2.5D
Metroidvania
one.
one. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that came out last year, and I think it sold well, and it was very critically.
Oh, Lost Crown.
Is it Lost Crown? Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep.
I said Lost Sands. I was close. It was very critically positive. And then they came out with that
the
what do you
roguelike.
call it? Roguelike. Is it called like Prince of Persia roguelike or something like that?
Yeah, Prince of Persia
I hear
Rogue,
the
I think
rogue,
it
the
is.
rogue.
Yeah, it's
Prince
that
of Persia or
weird
something?
like 2D cell shaded where he's like
Yeah.
blue skinned.
Yeah, so like they came out with those two things, and you couldn't bring out Sands of Time, which is very well regarded. Like, I would even have taken maybe not even like a full remake of that game if they just would have brought those three games up to 2026 with updated graphics and control scheme and just making it look nice and run well. Like, I think that would have been a really
They didn't even have
cool
to do that.
addition.
They could have just done like a
porting
whole
them.
original story or whole original like 3D platform story.
Or that
Yeah,
too,
they would've been
sure. I
fine.
mean, it's just those
Yeah.
three games are very well regarded, so I certainly can understand the appeal of bringing them to playable consoles now. But then on the other hand, they spend the time and money to make those Far Cry games run in 60 frames per second. They came out with the Far Cry 3, Far Cry Blood Dragon, and I think it's like one or two other games. They upped them to 60 frames on modern consoles, which is interesting. So they obviously appreciate those games that are critically acclaimed and well regarded enough to release. I mean, because I think Far Cry 3 came out in like 2011 or something, like a long time ago. Maybe shorter than that, but they updated that. I mean, that originally was a PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 game. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a PlayStation, because the first PlayStation 4 Far Cry game was Far Cry 4. That was like the one where you're in Where isn't like Siberia or not Siberia? You're like are you South America or something like that? I don't remember. And then 5 was the one in America, and then 6 is the
Montana or
one where
something like that.
yeah, and then 6 is the one where you're like in South America somewhere too, I think.
You're in Cuba.
Cuba, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just thought that was kind of interesting. But I don't
Mhm.
know where they're going. Like they just want to do all this live service, open world stuff, and it's just there's a market for shorter experiences that are narrative driven and they don't cost a ton of money. I don't know why they don't try to go for that. I mean, the market's already flooded with all this free to play open world stuff. Like, come out. I mean, Prince of Persia is a very renowned franchise. It's not like some random thing. Like, it has some pedigree to it. Take advantage of it instead of just burying it to make something else. Like, I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Ubisoft. They're all over the place. Like you
Hmm.
mentioned, Skull and Bones. I don't know why. I think they had to go and release that game because they made a deal with the Singapore government, so they own like part of that game, and they give them a bunch of money for that game. So like they had no choice, but they had to release that game. But even the Avatar was a Pandora something game that they have like didn't do too hot, and they updated that. But Prince of Persia is
That's
well
true.
known. They have a lot going for it,
It's
but
a good
they
IP.
yeah, it's a good IP for sure. Like it's a prequel to Assassin's Creed, right? Because Assassin's Creed 1 started as a Prince of Persia game before it turned into Assassin's Creed. But it's like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, that was how that game started. And it's like a lot of people, I don't know, Ubisoft just they don't think. They're just weird. With Lost Crown, they got rid of that development team because to them it didn't sell too well. Even though it's critically acclaimed and all this other stuff, but it didn't sell what they wanted it to sell. And they're like, well, there's no more of those games coming out. They already said their focus is really going to be on open world games from now on. They're not going to worry about any other type of games, which is I it's funny, I was watching Spawn Wave. He was having a chat with what's his name? I think it's Mr. Matty Plays is his tag. He does like retro rebound and he has like an Xbox like podcast as well. And they were
Yeah, he's
talking
on
about
Last Stand Media. I think he does
yes.
some what's it called? Is it Podcast Unlocked maybe?
No, Podcast Unlocked is
Is that IGN?
I think it's IGN, yeah.
Okay.
But is it
I don't remember
Defining
what they
Duke
were
or
called,
something
but
like that?
Defining Duke. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he does that. And they were talking about how every game now just feels like a chore. Like he was specifically saying that, but a lot of games now they feel like a chore. It's like for you to get into it, you're spending 100 hours because there's an open world and there's just so much to go into. And right away, my brain thought, yeah, Rebirth. Part of the reason I stopped Rebirth because I was like, man, this thing, everything feels like a chore. I'm not really having fun. And this game is just super long for no reason. Where back then, 30 hours was enough. You would beat a game in 30 hours and you move on to the next thing. And Ubisoft just, I guess they don't feel that way. Like with Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I thought that was way too long. I loved
He
Origins.
has like 150 hours.
Yeah, like, and I loved Origins. I thought Origins was great, and then when Odyssey was released, I was like, "Oh, cool! This seems pretty awesome. It's in Greece and all that, and I'm really feeling it. I like the whole aesthetic, the atmosphere. Like it looked beautiful. And then after playing, I put like literally 70 hours, and I was like, "How far am I? How much longer do I got to go in this game?" And it was a long way. Like, you know what? I'm out. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, same thing. I put 100 hours in that game, and I'm like, no, I'm done. Like I put 100 hours. I'm good. I don't need to finish this game. I'll just look up the ending because I am not investing that much time into this game because it just feels like a chore. And it's like when we were younger, you can beat a game within a week or two, and it was fine, right? And you didn't have to spend all day on the game to beat it. Like this was, maybe like I would go outside after going outside, come indoors, and I would spend, an hour or two playing the game. Nowadays it's just every game I just feel like, man, like I only get to game at night, like an hour or two, just like as a kid. I want to invest that time into something good. I don't want to invest into an 100-hour, 200-hour game because yeah. But anyways, Ubisoft, they just want to do these giant open world games, and I just feel like you don't need to do that. Assassin's Creed Mirage was great because it's not a 100-hour game. It's a 30-hour game, but unfortunately it didn't sell as well as the other Assassin's Creed game because they're like, "Oh, well, we won't do a game like this anymore." Everybody wanted it to go back to the roots. They went back to their roots. they didn't buy it, so they're like, we'll continue doing Assassin's Creed Shadows and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Ubisoft, they're kind of like Xbox to me right now. And just like when they announce something,
Not
just
a
kind of
bad
like,
comparison.
yeah, they don't know how to run their business. Just make a new Splinter Cell game. We don't have a Metal Gear Solid game. Make Splinter Cell. Perfect time to have Splinter Cell right now.
Yeah, there
Hopefully,
hasn't
I'm
been a
pretty sure
lot
that
of
was one of the
like.
cancellations.
was it? I thought it was it.
I thought it was.
I'm have to double check that because I thought that wasn't missing.
Who owns the rights to Siphon Filter?
Sony.
Well, that's
Who
a
owns the
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
PlayStation,
what you
right?
call it, Bend game.
Yep. Sony Bend.
Because we don't have like a stealth tactical game like Metal Gear right now, other than what just was re-released was Delta.
Yeah. We don't have that. Maybe the James Bond game would itch that Metal Gear.
I don't think it's gonna be like that because yeah.
I think that game looks kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I know, but I think I don't
It's not gonna be
think it's gonna
stealth,
rely
though.
much on stealth. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
just more like action and you probably solving clues and puzzles and stuff like that.
Kind of like
Less,
Uncharted, maybe, or something.
espionage. Yeah, there'll be less espionage.
So 3 of the canceled games were new IPs that they didn't announce. One was a mobile game.
Okay.
Then we know Sands of Time, because it's 6 games total. So Sands of Time, we know 3 IPs, so that's 4. One mobile game, 5. So the other game is, let me see if it says it. Doesn't say what it is. Yeah, it doesn't say what it is. It says that the Creative House team, which is what the division does, they are now in charge of the Splinter Cell. So Creative House 2, which is funny. They are now in charge
No,
of
Creative Studio 3.
Yeah. Creative House 2 will be in charge of the Division, Ghost Recon, and Splinter Cell. Creative House 3 will focus on live experiences, including For Honor, The Crew, Riders Republic, Brawlhalla, and Skull and Bones. Yeah. Creative House 4 will feature narrative-driven and fantasy-oriented series, including Anno, Might and Magic, Rayman, Prince of Persia. They're still saying Prince of Persia, which is funny. And then Beyond Good and Evil. And then finally, Creative House 5.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Creative House 5 will center on family and casual gaming, including Just Dance, Uno, Hasbro, Idle Miner Tycoon, Ketchup, I don't know what that is, Hungry Shark, and Invincible guarding the globe. Yeah, nothing about a Splinter Cell cancellation here.
Okay.
So we'll have to wait and see if that was it. If there was a Splinter Cell cancellation and I see it later on, I'll correct myself in the next podcast. But as of right now, we don't know. But yeah, there hasn't been like a type of stealth game like Splinter Cell and Metal Gear Solid in a very long time. And Splinter Cell was cool because they also had co-op in it, which was pretty neat. I miss doing that. I remember playing Splinter Cell Conviction co-op with my uncle. And we had a blast going through the levels, and then Blacklist came out, and that also had like co-op in it. And the co-op missions were separate from the actual game, so it's an actual story you can play in co-op, which is pretty cool. I would like for that to come back.
I just love Spies versus Mercs, my buddy and me. Like when that came out
Mhm.
with Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I spent so much time playing that. That was such a cool concept when that came out. That was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, I just think we need to go back to simpler times. Every game does not have to spend, $10 billion on a game that's ginormous and, body motion cap and all that other stuff. Like, no, just give us a fun game. That's it. Doesn't have to be
Like
that.
Nintendo.
Like Nintendo, exactly. Like Nintendo. Nintendo should make their own version of Splinter Cell. with like somebody else. I
With
don't know.
Mario.
Yeah, with Mario. Yeah.
Yeah, secret spy glasses on.
They can make their own version of Assassin's
I-
Creed.
With
Navi.
Mario.
No, it'd be
If they
Navi's
did, it'd
first
be
game.
more like a split. It'd be more like a Splatoon cell.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that. Splatoon cell. That's very clever. I like
Splatoon
that.
cell. You're inking people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for the topics I have here today. Was there anything you guys wanted to mention before we end today's podcast?
I got the MCon.
You got it. You got yours in as well. Nice.
I got mine, yeah.
Nice. Have you played around with it so far?
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't. I think here's the thing I will say. The sticks are actually surprisingly good because I've played like the original Backbone that came out. It would remind me a lot of like Nintendo Joy-Con sticks where you just can't get enough there isn't enough range of movement. Like you move it. It's like the Portal sticks where it's not sensitive enough or whatever. But these sticks actually work really well. I think the D-pad works really well. The buttons work really well, like the ABXY or whatever. All the front facing stuff works well. My problems are with the triggers, like the L2 R2 and the R1 L1. They're so forward against the phone and they're so tight together that it is really cumbersome to like. I don't know if I have bigger hands, but it's really cumbersome to try to press those together and like keep your hands on the controller. It's a little unwieldy. And then also too, I've noticed it's very top heavy as well. I know it has the grips on it, which help a little bit, but I kind of feel the grips kind of add their own difficulties to the ergonomics. The one thing I will say that I do like about it is that I do appreciate how skinny it is and that it is something that you could absolutely take pretty effortlessly with you if you wanted to do remote play. Like it's not like a Backbone Pro or like a Razer Kishi, whatever they have, where it's like a gigantic apparatus you have to take with you. Like this is, I had the little, there's like a little leather case or whatever you could buy with it. So I bought one of those with mine. That's something easily you could slip into, a bag or maybe if you have big pockets or something, you'd probably do it, or just keep it on your phone. So I think that in a way for travel purposes, it's probably really handy, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the triggers.
It can be used as a detachable controller.
Yeah, I saw that. You can like put the little kickstand on your phone or whatever, and then you use it on the
You
the
take
controller.
the
Like
part that snaps off completely off, and then you just
Mhm.
use it as a controller. So your whole issues with the triggers might be alleviated with that alone, because the
yeah,
phone
but
would not
like
be in the way.
I could see myself doing that with an iPad, but with a phone, like the screen's already small enough that if it works because you hold it really close to your face. But if you have like on a table and you're like sitting over here and you have the controller, like it might be kind of small. But I agree though, it probably would be better.
Well, should have my video up this week. Didn't get to work on it at all.
I thought you
last
said you
week.
were doing that this last week. I was
I
looking forward to
was,
that video.
but then, like I said, the plague went through my house, so I had to not do
Sickness?
that. So,
Mm.
but this week for sure will be out. And then I gotta get back to Fan because Fan's the one that landed me for the review. So, I'm sure he's waiting on that. So keep an eye out for that, and then videos will start coming back. I already have a script for my Switch 2 updated thoughts. A couple, and I'm gonna actually break that apart. I'm debating because I feel like there's a lot of thoughts I have on it. I might make it 2 parts just in case, so that it's not like an hour-long video or anything like that. So we'll see how I do that video, and then a couple of other things that I'll be talking about as well. So the channel, as far as videos go, are gonna be diverse. Like I don't think I'm gonna be doing as much hardware focus this year, just because everything is crazy expensive, and then a lot of the stuff that you have to buy, you also have to pay tariffs on top of it. A lot of creators, they're talking about like they're getting these devices, and then next thing you know, there's a $30 tariff they have to pay. They get a bill that comes in and like, oh yeah, you have to pay this, and they don't tell you at checkout. You just receive it, and then there's a tariff bill. So that's one of those things that I'm not looking forward to. But I do want to review a couple of devices that I have in mind that I want to get to, and then hopefully the Steam Machine, if it's the right price point, that would also be one that I will review. maybe the Steam frame. We'll see how that price point on that is, because the Steam frame does have me interested, but at the same time, I just feel like the way I would use it would be for the same way what are the glasses called again? The fan? The is it the X Real or is it the other
Yeah, X-Real
yeah.
or the
Was
ones I
it
have, which are the
oh the
Vitroluma.
Virtual that's that one. So we'll see. We'll see how the rest of this year comes in. But it will be a lot more software focused. Dragon Quest videos will be coming soon. Bunch of other stuff. Oh, there's one thing I want to talk about real quick because I told Ashley we'll talk about it. Dragon Ball announcement. Even though it's not video game related, there was one game announcement in that. But it's pretty awesome to see that they are remaking Dragon Ball Super's intro, which is the Battle of Gods. They're calling it Dragon Ball Super Beerus. They're redoing the animation, which is pretty cool. They're trying to make it closer to what Toriyama had envisioned it. Even though, so they're saying there's four. Ash, what is the third one? Because this is the fourth remake apparently, but I only know of two. I know Battle of Gods
So
and Super. That
so
is it.
the way we're categorizing as a
Wasn't there a movie?
is more like a retelling. So there's the first iteration is the movie, like Fan said
Mhm.
earlier, and then the second retelling was in the manga, and the third retelling was
Oh.
from within the anime itself. Honestly, in my personal opinion,
Which was
with
Super.
the whole what's my honestly my entire opinion around that whole thing is
Well, the third had to be
I wish
the manga because the manga came out after.
came after anime. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is that I honestly, it looks nice. Don't get me wrong, but unless they're gonna add like some new, because they did confirm they're gonna add some new scenes in there or something like that. Maybe they will try to like mention something from Daima or something like that. I think that's the only practical reason why you want to watch it. But I honestly tell everybody just to watch the Battle Gods movie and just move, and then watch the Restoration of F movie and then move forward through the Super
Yeah.
anime if they want to like speed run essentially. But I do know for a fact for Dragon Ball Beerus and then the full one for Golden Frieza, if they're going to call it that, they're going to be 6 episodes max. So they're not going
Yeah.
to waste too much time in between scenes and stuff, which is good. It's fine. It's just, it could have been that particular one could have been the Super anime. So now they have to go back, redo it, waste more money on it, just so we can let you know that, hey, this is the definitive version at that point,
Well, because
So
the anime was pretty bad. Like the Super anime in the
Yeah.
beginning was horrible.
oh, it is.
Horrible. Like
It
if you
is,
type in ugly
100%.
Goku into Google, just see what pops up as an image. Like that's
Mhm.
literally like really, really bad animation in the
Oh, yeah,
beginning of
it's
Super.
bad.
It didn't start getting better until the Future Trunks arc with Goku Black. And even then, that still had a lot of bad animation. The Tournament of Power was really when they kind of upped the budget. So I would like for them to kind of do those three arcs, right? The what's it called? The Battle of Gods, the Resurrection F, and then the Future Trunks slash Goku Black arc, because I feel like those should all redone in animation. They could be better, and they can change it whether they add more of the manga to it. Because a lot of people still think the manga came first. The manga did not come first for Dragon Ball. It was first the anime, and then the manga came later. The anime is actually the canon version of it up until up until after what's it called this thing Tournament of Power, because then after that the Moral arc and then the Granola arc are only in the manga and there's no anime for that. And then of course Super Brawly is the canon version, and then Superhero is canon as well.
Which another thing I forgot to brought up is the whole Dragon Ball Super Collector Patrol, which I'm happy. Everybody's
Yeah.
happy and stuff that we're finally getting a continuation of it. But they did also confirm that it's going to take place of the anime events of Dragon Ball Super. So we might see different changes that may happen within the Galactic Patrol for the more arc side of things, if anything.
Mhm.
Which I hope it's something a bit better. I hope it's not worse, if anything, right? Because from what I remember from the Mora arc in general is that it was actually going a bit back to its roots back in OG DBZ stuff.
Mhm.
And I hope they manage to maintain that with the new seasonal anime that's coming out for it. Because with Dragon Ball Super, they really toned back a whole bunch of like certain elements from DBZ essentially, which it was something that I was kind of like sensitive to, because I'm like, I really wish they would have added more of those factors into it to make the scenes more impactful, if anything.
Yeah.
But if they were to like get back to that with a seasonal anime, which they should be able to from this point in time, because I know that when it comes to when they had production and stuff, the Dragon Ball originally was never a seasonal anime. So when it became a seasonal anime, from what I heard, they have a lot less restrictions when it comes to what can they put and what they cannot put and stuff. I know it's going back to Fuji TV again, obviously, but hopefully they have a bit more, they have less restrictions on what they can add into the show, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, I think the biggest thing for me, because I'm a Vegeta fan, I just want to see Ultra Ego animated. You know, that's all
That's
I
granola
want to
arc.
see.
That's not Moro arc. That's granola
Oh,
arc.
I know. It's I know. But since they're now doing the Moro arc now, it's at this point. Once we get it within next year, within 2028, finally, they're probably going to like put out the granola arc as well, which I'll be looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
We're not finally getting movement essentially. Now, another thing that people were hoping to see is like a NASA of the manga continuation, because so far we still haven't gotten that yet. Which that's a bit concerning, if anything, right?
I mean, they
But
might
for
wait.
me, yeah, my way to one.
The anime catches up a little bit.
Yeah, makes sense. Because I'm really hoping they announce it sometime later down the line. Honestly, I'm kind of one of those few people that I kind of want them to kind of wrap up super kind of quickly, if anything. That Black Frieza was kind of like a shoe-in and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to like use another reason to use Frieza again. All right,
That was a
right.
Toyotaro thing for sure. I feel like
Yeah,
that's a
definitely-
Toyotaro thing.
Yeah, definitely a Toyotaro thing, because like I want to like move on and stuff and have like a nice bow to the ending of Dragon Ball. I mean, we kind of did with the end of Z stuff,
Yeah.
but I want to kind of like wrap up Dragon Ball Super. Make sure you tie up any loose ends for that, if anything. And I mean, I know it's hard to see Dragon Ball go away, but I want them to like wrap some things up.
Yeah.
If they want to do extra content with it, they could just do freaking Dragon Ball Superheroes, because they have so many insane stuff in there. If any fanfic thing you can think of, Dragon Ball Superheroes has that in there. Essentially, it's crazy. But yeah, I enjoy the live stream that they had yesterday and stuff. They unveiled some cool stuff. The one game they did announce was I think you mentioned already, James. It was called Age 1000. Yeah, which is a placeholder name they have. And what they said is that it basically takes place 300 years after the end of Dragon Ball Z, which is cool. And the stuff they did, it literally looks like Xenoverse, but a different skin, essentially.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a spiritual successor and stuff. Now, I'm not a big fan of Xenoverse, but I'm glad Xenoverse fans are finally getting.
Fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was fun for its time for me, but I feel like I don't know. I think somewhere down the line kind of got stale for me, I guess, if anything. So,
Yeah.
but I'm glad for like Xenoverse 2 fans that they finally get like a sort of continuation from it, even though it's not like 1-to-1 per se from what it looks like, if anything. So, and then we got Spark Zero DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that DLC should have been in the game already, honestly, because they finally put in, yeah, they definitely added the Super Saiyan Bardock, which I'm like, bro, that's been a thing. And then they add Demon King Piccolo, because in my opinion, I feel like that's the best DLC they added was the Demon King Piccolo.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was other ones too. I think they added like more Ultimates or Supers
General
and stuff.
Was it Tao? Right?
Yeah.
Is it Tao or?
Oh yeah, they add the General Tao. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They essentially added more like OG Dragon Ball characters, which I'm like, brother, they could have added that stuff already. Yeah, Grandpa Gohan. Yeah. So good stuff in there.
Didn't they add the Vegeta from the Super Broly movie as well? Or was he already in there?
Which is why they were able to do that one Ultimate against Broly and stuff. They did that. Yeah. Which I'm like, okay, cool. I like that. It's cool stuff that they added, but at the same time, this should have been already added to the game, in my personal opinion. Right?
I agree.
I feel like the only DLCs that should have qualified as DLC was more than likely new stuff from Dragon Ball, like the Diamond stuff. And then Moro, Granola, Gas, and then possibly Black Frieza. I feel like those characters should be the only ones that should have been considered DLC.
Yeah.
At that point, because it's actual new content before the actual game came out, essentially, you know? But that's just me, you know?
I One
Oh,
thing I did
yeah.
want to highlight too, it looks like that they're keeping the studio that did Dragon Ball Super Brawly and they did Daima. They're also working on these projects too, which is nice because
Oh
I
yeah,
have faith
yeah, it's
in them
reassuring.
because Daima's animation was amazing. Super Brawly was
Oh yeah,
amazing.
100%.
So we know that at least the Beerus movie is going to be, or Beerus like mini series, I guess you can call it, is going to be nice. Golden Frieza, when they do that, would be nice. And then, of course, the Galactic Patrol is going to be okay. Or be nice, not okay, but it'll be good. So I'm excited for the animation. Pretty cool. Can't wait to see what they do there. It would be nice for them to announce a Switch 2 version of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot because that's a game that they keep adding to it. They've added DLC. They added the Daima DLC to it, and I think
Yeah.
they should make a Switch 2 version for that game, which is pretty cool. I would love them to make a Dragon Ball DLC where you can go through and play just the whole story of Dragon Ball. I think that would be an amazing DLC. But we'll have to wait and see
I'm
there.
surprised they haven't done that yet.
I know they should. They should. All they did was the tournament. That's it. The tournament against Piccolo.
Pretty
All
much.
right. Anything anybody else wants to mention before we end the podcast?
There was one thing I thought of, but like it kind of just left my mind a little bit, I guess. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess I had a couple of comments about the Mario Wonders DLC. I'm really hoping that the Switch 2 edition, I hope they have 120 FPS. That'd be so cool to see. That'd be such a great thing to look back on with the Switch 2 and everything.
I hope so
Even though it
too.
doesn't need
Very
it.
cool looking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even though it doesn't need it, I would love to see that run and have fun with it. Do another run of it, I guess, but I don't know.
That'd be cool. Yeah, it'll be the first Mario game at 120 FPS.
That'll go, yeah.
Anything else?
Oh, new Invincible trailer came out. You guys watched? I don't know if you guys are into Invincible, but yeah, it's
No.
getting crazy.
I only watched the first season. I haven't watched
Damn.
anything else yet.
I've got kids, so like,
Oh,
there's only
fair,
Yeah,
fair.
it's not a
I can
kid
watch.
show.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Makes sense.
I'll never forget this when my wife went and put it on for my son, and she's like, "Oh, can the kids watch?" She's like, "No, no, like,
No.
this cannot. This is not a kid friendly." That was
Imagine if you weren't there.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
like, yeah,
man.
this is because you know how it is. Like you'll see a cartoon, you're like, oh, this might be cartoon friendly. There's even some like of the newer Batman movies. I'm like, yeah, like my son likes Batman. It's like you can't watch this. It's not for your age appropriate.
This is why we got ratings. So
Yep. Cool. I think the next big event that's happening right now is the Pokemon. I could have sworn that they announced a Pokemon Direct in January, but maybe I was wrong.
I think they just had that Mario Galaxy thing. That's it.
Yeah, we did that, but I thought they announced it in, like I was talking with some people, they're like, no, it's only gonna be in February because that is the anniversary of Pokemon. But I was like, I thought they had something in January lined up. And I'm looking for it right now just to make sure.
One other thing to mention too is that Persona 5 or the Persona event in Los Angeles, that live music thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone to that so bad. It looks so cool.
yeah, same here. I even heard some voice actors were there too. Could have met them.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, so it looks like I made that up. I must have dreamt it or something, but there is no Pokemon
In your dream.
Direct. Yeah. I guess more likely we will get something in February from Pokemon because the February 27th, which is Pokemon Day, is the anniversary of Red and Blue coming on.
How
Maybe
about a
we'll get
Nintendo
those.
Direct in February?
That'd be nice. Both.
I mean, that'd be nice. That'd be nice for me. I just want to see Fire Emblem Fortune Weaves having a release date, and also
Yes.
have an announcement for the Switch 2 editions for all these Yome games. If that
That'd be
can
nice.
happen, that
There you go.
would be my direct. So
That'd be nice. I feel like the Direct will be pretty big. Maybe some announcements from Xbox because none of those Xbox games in the Direct were announced for Switch 2. It'll be nice to just see more games that are coming out right now be available on Switch 2, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, upgrades to some games would be nice. Fortune's Weave, I can't wait for that game. Super excited for that. There was a supposedly leak or rumor that it's coming out May. That'd be nice, but we'll have to wait and see. See if that's true.
yeah, I mean, in my opinion, that's early. Shit. But
Yeah.
then again, I mean, they did announce this like about a year and a half ago, so that's fair.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, not a year and a half ago. It was like 6 months ago or so. No, it was like back
Oh, it was 6 months ago?
in
Oh.
September. Yeah, September. I think that's when they announced
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Maybe they've been working on this game for like a good while now, and they're like, just
Nintendo's like that.
you
Remember,
know.
they usually the games are
Yeah.
almost done when they announce them, which is
Yeah,
nice.
makes sense.
They're not like Sony and Microsoft and Ubisoft where they give you a CGI trailer and say in production, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll end the podcast here. I appreciate everybody for joining. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. Friday will probably be the end of my Metroid Prime 4 stream since I'm still at the end there. So I do want to finish that up. So I can uninstall it and get some space because Final Fantasy 7 Remake takes up a lot of space. And I have like now no room on my Switch too, which is funny. But yeah, Brian, where can I get you at?
I am at red_so_deep at Twitter.
What about you, Ash?
You can catch me at Astrostrom on YouTube.
And Fan?
Catch me at Phaneckswhy at all the socials.
And as always, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter. Should have the video up on Thursday because that's usually my upload day. So Thursday you'll see my videos. They're gonna be shorts. I don't know because I did the video footage in shorts, so it'll probably be like I think 2 or 3 videos. Maybe we'll see how much time frame I have for that. But if I decide to do a full video, then I can just record that and do the editing as well for a full video. So keep an eye out for that stuff. And then from here on out, I'll be having my Switch 2 thoughts and so forth. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Fan. Thank you, Brian. We'll catch you guys next time.